A Browns starter retires on the second day of camp. There's new helmets. And oh, yeah, that quarterback battle. We got a big show to talk about on the Sick Podcast with Andy McNamara.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast with Andy McNamara, the sickest Cleveland Browns podcast.
Chubb runs, he's to the 10, 15, he's to the 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. There goes Chubb, he's to the 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Shabba Lubba Hub.
It's gonna be sick.
All right, friends, we're back. Little hiatus, right? Everyone had some time off. It was eventful and not in good ways for the Cleveland Browns. Yeah, it was quite a bit of dicey stuff going on. We'll get into that and look at the first couple of days of camp and what has happened, because of course it's the Browns, of course stuff is going down. But make sure you are subscribing to the channel. We're going to have fantasy football previews, team week by week previews coming up. Getting ready, not just for those fantasy football drafts, but for the Browns season and what is going to be a fascinating one, I'm sure. So subscribe to the channel, share it, leave a comment, all that good stuff on X at SickPodBrowns, and at AndyMC81. That's on X on Twitter, and on Instagram and TikTok at AndyMCSports. Cannot wait that we are so close to the NFL preseason with real football getting back under it. But let's start with the news of Jordan Hicks deciding to peace out. The second day of camp, he's like, that's enough. It feels like a Seinfeld episode. It's like Jerry's like, I'm good. And he retired. Jordan Hicks retired on the second day of camp when the Browns are without JOK. And Carson Schlesinger, a rookie, has the green dot call in place. Let's take a look at the Browns depth chart here on defense, okay? So we go to linebacker, Carson Schlesinger, who I've been very impressed with. Kid seems smart, had the one good year, remember, out of college, but it seems like a firecracker and is going to be good. So I like that. Jerome Baker gets bumped up to the starting spot. Winston Reed is a thumper. I don't mind getting to see more of him. I don't mind that at all. Mahmoud Diabate is on the other side as far as the other starter, and he's flashed. This is an opportunity for these guys to say, hey, you know what? Let's grab it, because Jordan Hicks, he was injured some, in and out, but that veteran linebacker spot has been cursed for the Browns and Andrew Berry, right? Whenever you're bringing in a veteran, the last few years, they get hurt, they miss time. When they're on the field, they're good, but they're not on the field enough. So maybe these young guys, maybe that's what we're looking for. Maybe that's what we need. So we got Schlesinger, Baker, Diabate, Devin Bush behind him, and he's had some trouble. Nathaniel Watson, who I like coming out. When that pick was made last year in the draft, I thought this guy's got some potential. Friend of show Lance Reisland was talking about, he liked him too. Then you have, again, Winston Reed and the thumper. So on a rotation, we know Barry does not value the linebacker position as highly as other spots. But he did spend a second-round pick on Carson Schlesinger, and you got this look. So at first, I was like, oh, man, really? The Browns are going to do that? And we can take it down now, Jimmy. Thank you. But then you look, it's like, okay, if, and I hate when you get into too many ifs. If you get into too many ifs, and you get into buts, and if you get into ifs and buts, things go south. But there is a chance that this young group grabs it and goes, especially if Schlesinger can be a buzzsaw. You couple that with Mason Graham up front, who's looked real good a couple days in camp. Super early, of course. But he had a couple of, you can't tackle the quarterbacks to the ground yet, so it's a couple of the phantom sacks. Next thing that went on this week, of course, was the alternate helmets. The alternate helmets. Do we like the alternate helmets, folks? I want to hear from you on the alternate helmets and what you think of Jordan Hicks peacing out and retiring on the second day of camp. Sponsored, of course, by Dude Wipes, which is, they've got a lot of exposure. They went viral. The guy falling off the raft, apparently that's a YouTube stunt guy. So the Browns were using a product that's used to wipe poop to reveal their brown helmets. I guess if you pay, Hey, Dude Wipes, you want to sponsor this show? I'll jump in too. Why not? But what do you think of the helmets? I love the white helmets last year. The white helmets last year was sensational. It was clean. It was crisp. Looked good. You could wear it with white, brown, orange. It went with everything. The brown ones with the color rush, I don't hate it. I was a little worried that they were going to put the stupid elf on it. And just don't, please. Just please. No elf. They didn't. Now it's brown, going with the color rush, and they're going to wear it the first time at the game I'm going down, week 3. You fans want to see you down there in Cleveland against the Packers. And we're going to see how it looks in person. Again, it looks okay. It looks okay. If you're wearing an all color rush, I suppose, but I don't love it. I like the white with that orange strip. It really popped. I think this is just a little bland. But you know what solves all that? Winning. Winning solves all that, doesn't it? Yeah. Winning takes care of that quite easily and crisply and cleanly. If you win, helmets look great. You lose? Not so much. And how about the quarterback battle that we're seeing? It was a rough day the other day in camp. It was hot. The offense looked sluggish. I will say this, from reports, from clips being played, Dillon Gabriel is looking tight. He is looking crisp. He's got some finesse. He's running the play action pretty well. Flacco's still number 1 with it, but Gabriel's looking good. Throws with purpose. Gets the ball there. Now, this means nothing in comparison to when they have the joint practices, and especially the preseason game, when you have big guys going after that little guy. I am not sold on Dillon Gabriel. I don't think he's going to be the starter by any stretch, but I do think it's at least encouraging that he's taking those steps. And Shedeur was throwing on the sideline with trainers because he's not getting enough reps there. Kenny Pickett, reportedly, has looked terrible. Who told you that? Surprise, surprise. Kenny Pickett doesn't look good because he's got the small hands, and that inhibits you from running the play action, which is so important, which they ran at the end of minicamp at nauseum. And not at the end of minicamp, day 1. Camp, they were going. And Kenny Pickett threw a bad interception, 1 pass, whatever. Flacco had several hit the ground too. But Kenny Pickett ain't it, man. And that terrifies me again, that Andrew Berry is in charge with 2 first-round draft picks next year, presumably to pick a quarterback. His picks so far, let's review. Dorian Thompson-Robinson. Great guy. Wanted it to work out for him. Didn't work out. Pretty terrible. Traded him to Philadelphia along the 5th-round pick to get Kenny Pickett. How's Kenny Pickett looking so far? Not good. Again, he's going to have chances. He's going to have opportunities. Lots of opportunities, because Barry in that front office, we know they love to look smart. How's Pickett looking? And Dillon Gabriel, again, I've liked it through a couple days of camp. He's got a lot more power than I thought, but he's a tiny guy, generously listed at 5'11", closer to 5'9", from what I'm told. Some people would complain Baker was short, who was 6 feet and a half. And then you get this guy. So those are the quarterbacks Andrew Berry picked. And I just hope they let the coaches make the decision. And because the players know. The players, if Joe Flacco is far and away the best guy, and you put in Kenny Pickett, or you start Dillon Gabriel, which again, I think Dillon Gabriel is battling much more for the backup role than maybe was expected early on. So I think Kenny Pickett better not be too concerned about Joe Flacco. He better be considered about dropping from 2 to 3, because Dillon Gabriel's coming. And what about the injuries? Does one of these guys get traded? You had Justin Fields with a toe injury, cut it off. Jets are screwed with quarterback anyway. I love Justin Fields, Ohio State, but come on, that's your guy. It hasn't worked out. Yeah, Will Levis go down in Tennessee. No, what are we? When does it come a point when you look at this and it becomes when are we dealing this player? And which veteran? Because did they get cute? And do they try to say, oh, I'm going to go for Joe Flacco being traded. And you keep Kenny Pickett because that you want to look smart. Browns over the years have drove me nuts because they want to be the smartest people in the room and they end up looking like the dumbest time and time again. Don't overcomplicate it. Joe Flacco is going to be your best week 1 option. Come week 8, week 9, I don't know. But week 1, when you look at that schedule, okay, you look at this schedule for the Browns, and you're starting with Cincinnati, who keep doing what you're doing, Cincy, with that not signing your defenders. That's fine by me, man. Then Baltimore. Then the game I'm at, Green Bay. Then Detroit. Then Minnesota in London. Then at Pittsburgh versus Miami and New England. That's rough. And it's rough in the sense where you could get blown out and be 0-6, but there's opportunity if you are using the right quarterback and you're developing the system. Now, the running game, which was coming back big time, supposed to be led by Quinshon Judkins. He's still not under contract because of his domestic issue. Huge disappointment. Can't blame Barry on that. Apparently there were no red flags, but huge disappointment. Now you have Jerome Ford sitting out again on Friday with an undisclosed minor injury. Well, this is another day 3 with a minor injury. How minor is it? Yeah, Michael Woods, wide receiver, sitting out again, or whatever. But right now, it's rookie Dylan Sampson and Pierre Strong. How good would Nick Chubb look? If he wasn't signed, you'd hopefully bring him back in a heartbeat, but he is, and he's with Houston, and that's why you should have figured out a way to bring him back. Not that you'd anticipate a criminal charge and court case against what you assumed would be your star rookie running back. But that's what happened. And now Nick Chubb's gone. He ain't coming back. And you got Dylan Sampson. I love him much more as the complimentary back, not a feature. Injured Jerome Ford and Pierre Strong, who's kind of just a guy. So that's the update on Browns camp so far. Let me know what you think of Jordan Hicks retiring on day. Jordan Hicks retiring in camp, saying bye-bye. What do you think of Jordan Hicks retiring? What do you think of the depth chart with the Browns linebacker group after him? It kind of feels a little refreshing if the young dudes can take advantage of it. What do you think of the alternate helmets? Like them, hate them, in between. And finally, the quarterback competition. Who do you think will start? Who do you want to start? And like I said, we'll get back and rolling with the week-by-week season previews. We'll go over the fantasy football elements of both those sides as we prepare for fantasy football stuff as well. So that is going to be a ton of fun, and we're going to have that rolling up, and it will be the regular season before we know it. Make sure you're subscribing on X at AndyMC81, at SickPodBrowns, Instagram at AndyMC Sports, TikTok at the same address. Subscribe, like the channel, all that good stuff. We'll see you next time on the Sick Podcast with Andy McNamara.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast with Andy McNamara on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.